Hi, my name is Ajay. I'm a musician and pianist and teacher. I used to have a website, but I'm taking it down. I'm documenting all my blogs on the website in this video playlist. Enjoy. Okay, this was a big exam. This was a big event for me. I had worked towards it for around 2 years. My jazz journey started in 2017 or 18 when I started taking lessons with Anurag. Then lessons shifted online. Then Anurag went. I took a break. Then I started taking lessons with Aman. That went on very well. For a year and a half, I took regular lessons, and Aman guided me towards my ALCM exam because when I went to Anurag, my lessons were about learning the basics of jazz. But when I went to Aman, I I also had a goal in mind, so it was easier for him to plan the lessons as well, and he was very supportive about that. So I finished the exam in 2023 October, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I got my diploma. But so this exam is something that not a lot of students take because LCM is not very active in India anyway, and no one really goes for jazz exams as well. But that is something I wanted to prepare for. Aniruddha had worked on a ALCM exam a couple of years ago, so he had told me that you can try for that. So I was like, okay, let's go for it. I did my research on the website. Uh, so, and things are a little not organized in the jazz domain because there's a lot of improv, there's lots of freedom. So you have to really narrow down things if you have to give the exam. Learning jazz is not like classical music. Initially, it felt like diving into a sea without a clear destination. But when I had a ALCM goal, things started making more sense. It gave me some direction. Communication. Besides just playing music, I had to figure out how to share my musical ideas with the audience and examiner. Memorization and understanding harmony, because I played everything from memory, a whole 20-minute set. I had to grasp the harmonic structure and remember it well on top of the and do solos on top of it. So this is how it helped my learning. What is the exam like? You have to transcribe a piece by another musician, then a 15 to 20-minute performance of 5 pieces, a mix of good jazz, blues, swing, bossa, modern, everything. Session skills is where they give you a sheet. You have to read through it and play the head and improvise over it. And then there's a discussion. So the whole exam lasted for around 45 minutes. It was a long exam. So this is my program. Transcription. I transcribed Song for My Father. The transcription was already done, but that was allowed. I played through the whole thing. I didn't play the second chorus really well, but maybe just because I was nervous. Then the next thing was performance and improvisation. I played Solar. I had taken a lesson with Rahul Wadhwani that really helped me to get some concepts in my head. Have You Met Miss Jones was a jazz standard. So this is like swing. This was one of the nice pieces I played. My Funny Valentine, like a ballad kind of a vibe. Then I had Triste, Bossa Nova. This is harmonically very beautiful. I got feedback that I don't do a lot of advanced voicings. The last piece was by Aman, my teacher, Indian composer, and a jam tune kind of a thing. It's a very nice tune. I had transcribed that and written down the sheet music on my own. Okay, so no one I knew had given the ALCM piano exam. Uh, I discussed it with my teacher and carved out a plan. I reached out to people who had done this before. So I found a YouTube music. I found one person on YouTube, and I emailed him. I got in touch with him, and he was very kind and helpful. He shared his program notes and experiences with me. And in addition to learning the pieces, I was actively jamming with musicians because jazz is all about performing, playing with different musicians, right? So I needed that exposure. So I was helping myself get better at that, soloing, accompaniment, etc. I had to email some publishers and composers to get their permission to use the copy. Uh, Actually, the copy was so I ended up not using it. I had to email Short Music Company because I was using not Winton Kelly. I was not Paul Chambers. There was a saxophonist. Mm, I think Sonny Rollins, maybe. But he had a solo in Someday My Prince Will Come, and that is a solo that I really liked. So I had got the transcription, I got permissions for that, but I ended up not using that solo as my transcription. I did a piano solo instead because I thought that's a safer way to go about it. Although the saxophone solo would have also helped. Yeah, this is a screenshot of Dave doing his exam with his teacher, and they were discussing, but I did not understand what they were talking about because it was in another language. So these were jam sessions that Aniruddha and I used to have. I used to do a lot of comping and soloing. Yeah, more than 2 years actually. I started. I thought of appearing for the exam in May 2021, and in September 2023, I finally appeared for the exam. The fees were also quite high. I think I paid around 20,000 for the exam fees. Also, some admin issues because in early 2023 they were not accepting exam entries. The exam, as soon as they started accepting entries, I quickly signed up for the exam. I got everything ready, my set, my programs, my transcriptions. To make sure I was on point, I did some mock performances for my friends and family. The day before the big exam, I took a break, practiced, made sure everything was set up perfectly, sound check done. On the actual exam day, I stuck to my plan. I was using my upright piano at Studio Meraki. Sonam was very kind, and she rescheduled some of her lessons so that I could do my exam without any interruptions. My examiner was friendly. They usually are, and I played through the set. We had a chat after I played, discussing my music and how I could get even better. The feedback that I got from her was I should use more extensions. Like I was not using flat nines and sharp nines and flat 13s. I could have used better voicings, but I was not using those voicings at that time because I was not exposed. I had not worked on it that much, and I had not worked on those voicings so much. But I had played the whole set from memory. That is something that I give myself credit for. Um Everything was played from memory. So the big problem that I used to have earlier was I could not keep the form of the piece. So I used to play the head, and when I went into the improv part of it, I used to go on with the flow of it, and in the middle of it somewhere I used to lose form. So the lesson with Rahul Wadhwani, who's also a very good pianist, it helped me tackle that section. So the lesson came at a very good time before my exam. The lesson was in May and the exam was in October. So anyway, that is something. That's the feedback that I got. A few days later, I got an email saying that I passed, and I got the certificate later as well. What is up next? After 2023, I'm very happy to have passed the exam as I had hoped for. That was the plan. In 2024, I plan to perform more, create more music, and work with other musicians. I am even thinking about teaching jazz piano. The journey continues, and I'm excited to see where it takes me. So, according to this, in 2024, I did around 25 shows. I performed with different musicians. In 2025, I did 50. And as of 2026, half a year has passed, and I've done 45 shows. So I'm expecting to hit 100 at the end of the year. Let's see where it takes me. There's one comment on the page. Jennifer has commented, thank you for sharing the process and your experience. Jennifer is a very good friend who is now in Vietnam. She and her husband work over there, both music teachers.